despite of the liquidity crisis that we've seen, specifically the MFIs, be it Spandana, which listed in August, or for that matter, Credit Axis Grameen as well, the valuation is something about, I think, 2 to 2.5 price to book, which they're trading at. But the kind of caution, Neeraj, that they're exercising before lending out to the borrowers, in fact, we'll check with the management of Spandana as well. The average ticket size is something I think we should, ask them, because the limit could have been increased by RBI, but are they actually using that limit? That question remains unanswered. So let's get in touch. Let's get more perspective on this subject with Padmaja Gangireddy, the Managing Director of Spandana Sphoorty Financial. Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon, and thanks a lot for joining us today on BloombergQuint. First up, RBI increasing limits of MFIs to lend out from 1 to 1.25 lakh crore. Tell us, how does that benefit you as an MFI player, and also what's the average borrowing that currently your clients have?
This is very useful. As you rightly said, that we will not be able to use these increased limits across India. For example, states like Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, these states will not be able to increase the loan size beyond 1 lakh. Even 1 lakh is much higher for some of these states. But again, some of the southern states, for example, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, and again Goa, Maharashtra, these states, like, there has been demand for increasing the loan size. So these states, like, there is possibility, particularly South Karnataka, we can increase the loan size at least by 20-25%. I think some of the borrowers. And again, these loans are being utilized at the household level. So the loans are not just utilized by our borrowers. So they use these amounts for their husbands, their spouses, income generating units. And again, like, the income generating units set up by their children, like their sons and daughters. So the entire loan amount is utilized at the household level. So as such, there is every possibility in terms of the loan sizes being increased at least by 20-25% in some of the southern states, and also like by the senior borrowers. So when it comes to first cycle, second cycle borrowers, we will not be able to see much of the impact. But again, when it comes to fourth cycle, fifth cycle, sixth cycle borrowers, who already have like 3-4 buffaloes when it comes to rural areas, I think like the impact will be much more significant. This is something like which the borrowers have been asking for quite some time. So in 2010, when Malagam Committee was formed, so that time the recommendation was 60,000, which was subsequently revised by RBI way back in 2014, increased it to 1 lakh. Since then, there was no further revision. And whenever like we meet our borrowers, whenever we ask them for feedback in terms of changes to the loan product we are offering, this is something that like they always ask for. Increase loan size, increase loan size. So we are the borrowers are very, very happy now. Like with this current increase, I think this has been extremely useful. This will improve the financial inclusion. This will increase like the MFI prospects.
Of course, it is a positive news that has come by, ma'am. And as you suggest, only select states you'll be able to lend out more. But can you just give us a number? What's the average borrowing in your MFI? Is it 17,000, 18,000? Because before the IPO came about, a couple of brokerages indicated it's just about 17 to 18,000.
So right now, if you just look at the industry average loan outstanding per borrower, so it is about 28,000 rupees per borrower. So going forward, I think like it will increase to 35,000 per borrower in the next 1 to 2 years. So as such, like there will be increase to the extent of 20%. So we can see in the next 1 year. So that will really translate into, so without increasing the number of borrowers. Of course, like that is one more change that RBI has made. So if you look at the overall market share of NBFC MFIs, we were earlier restricted ourselves only to the limited segment. So we were looking at like only those borrowers whose annual household income is up to 1 lakh. But whereas now that has been increased in case of rural, it is up to 1.6 lakh. As such, like we'll be able to reach out more households who are like better off than like that we were reaching out earlier. And in case of like urban, now we are able to reach out to households like whose annual household income is up to 2 lakhs, which means like some of these households that like the NBFCs were reaching out, we will be able to reach out to. So as such, like our market share, the NBFC MFI's overall market share, the market pie has really increased. So as such, like if you look at, I think the number of borrowers that we are able to reach out has increased. And again, the portfolio per borrower has significantly increased. I think from the same borrower, we will be able to increase the loan sizes at least by 20 to 25%.
But anyways, you're not reaching that limit of 1 lakh in any case. But, you know, when we were talking to Mr. Singh of, Satin Credit Care, he said that this will enable more customers who up until now were waiting for a bigger credit limit. They'll come in now into the gamut. Do you see that happening for people who are looking for a larger ticket size of loan? Does that pie increase for you? Obviously, you've said that per borrower, that amount will increase and it will move up. But what about the people who want to exceed that 1 lakh odd crores, 1 lakh rupee mark?
Though like we are not able to give, like we as an MFI are not giving like 1 lakh as such. But again, what is happening is, as long as the overall indebtedness cap is 1 lakh, for example, every loan prior to disbursement is bureau checked. When I'm doing a bureau check, if the borrower already has, say, for example, 90,000 rupees loan, and when I want to give her 20,000 rupees loan, if her loan is existing loan outstanding is 90,000, if I want to give her 20,000, her loan is exceeding 1 lakh. It will be 1,10,000. Then I will not be able to give her 20,000 rupees loan. As such, I will not become her lender. So the loan gets rejected. But now, in the current situation, since the overall indebtedness cap is increased to 1,25,000, so as her existing loan outstanding is 90,000, I'll be able to give her 20,000. I'm giving her only 20,000. But however, I will still be able to give her a loan of 20,000 because including my loan, her loan will be only 1,10,000 rupees. So as such, she will be able to have one more lender. So because her overall indebtedness cap has increased. So this will be very, very useful. She can have more choices in terms of choosing who her lender could be.
All right. Okay. So you're basically just saying that if a person is running a limit with some of the other loans that they have, if they cross that 1 lakh, you earlier wouldn't be able to lend to them, but now you can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Gangireddy, just one question from my end on the overall costs bit, the cost to income ratio. You enjoy a fairly good cost to income ratio. Is there a thought of either expanding in a meaningful way, even if it comes at the expense of the cost to income ratio moving up, or would you look to maintain or better what you have right now?
I think like we have already seen the benefits of drop in the repo rate. Like recently RBI has further reduced the repo rate by 25 basis points. I think now it is 5.15%. This is lowest in the last 10 years at 5.15%. And some of the loans, like those are linked to the external benchmark directly to the repo rate. For example, like we as microfinance organizations, we do direct assignments and also we do securitization. So most often, like these loans are linked to their prime lending rates, and they depend upon the repo rates as well. So we have seen significant drop in these rates. So compared to the previous quarter, so I think we have seen almost 100 to 125 basis points drop in terms of interest rates. So to that extent, the NIM has increased by 100 to 125 basis points. Since the inflow of credit has significantly increased, to that extent, while we were not able to avail all the loans that got sanctioned in September. But however, in terms of availing the cheaper cost of loans, so we pre-closed most expensive loans that we borrowed earlier, particularly in the third quarter of FY19.
No, Ms. Gangireddy.
We pre-closed all those loans and we availed like the cheaper loan that we availed after the recent monetary policy.
Okay.
So I think like this is very, very useful. The recent
no, but Ms. Gangireddy, sorry, but just one final question. We are running slightly short of time. But what I was wanting to know was, you've kept such a good handle on your operating expenses, and as a result of which your cost to income ratio is quite spectacular compared to the rest of the players in the industry. Would you look to maintain that or better that from the current 24% that you have?
Yes, I think so. With the volume growing, so I think our operating cost has been lowest in the industry. Our cost to income is lowest in the industry. And however, having said that, our average portfolio as a branch was much lower compared to any other player while we were not able to grow while we were in CDR. But now, like the portfolio per branch, the portfolio per loan officer are growing significantly and substantially. With this, I think the operating cost will further come down and our NIM will further increase.
Well,
and our profitability metrics will further be better.